What's up, people? It's the Nature Girl 30 here, and I want to get into this discussion of the night. Now, the discussion of the night is about AJ Lee and Booker T's storyline as them being GMs for both Raw and SmackDown. Now, when AJ Lee got started, she was on NXT. I did see a few of her matches, and she was pretty good. And the fact that she actually teamed up with Caitlyn was even better. And it seems like that both these young ladies, especially AJ, had a light that was going to be shining bright when they left NXT to go on to the WWE and actually be on one of their main shows. But as AJ's character started to progress, I have to say that it really does bother me the fact that the WWE still thinks it's cute to come up with the psycho girlfriend angle. And even though that AJ Lee has a very young face, the fact that even though she's in her mid 20s, she definitely has a young face of a 12-year-old Lolita. And I guess that's probably what they're playing off of. But sure, she went from being the kind of clingy girlfriend to being to kind of clean girlfriend that pretty much dealt with whatever her boyfriend told her to being the scorned psychotic um ex-girlfriend that's willing to take anybody out that gets in her way. They went from there to making somebody in that state to being a GM. Now, when you think that when she becomes a GM, she's definitely going to clean up her act, that she's not going to be as crazy, as psychotic, as borderline mental, like she has been starting with her what her character actually started out to be when she came to WWE. Now, you think that she would like actually be a little bit more mature, she would start to handle a little bit more responsibility. They'll actually try to do something with her character to make her character develop and grow. And I was excited a little bit. I was actually more confused when they actually chose her to be, to actually be the GM. But then when you honestly think about it, AJ was actually a really popular diva. She was pretty much the diva that a lot of people liked and wanted to see every single night. She happened to be the draw. She was the draw of that entire feud between Daniel Bryan and Kane. For crying out loud, she was on the main poster of No Way Out. So honestly, I mean, yeah, I guess in a way, at a popularity sake, that yeah, it would make sense to make her the GM. But the one thing that made me sad was her character didn't develop at all. At first, really did go from being crazy psychotic to sane to actually controlling the show and trying to make decisions and make matches and everything like that to going skipping around the ring like a 12-year-old Lolita and still acting crazy again. And now it's to the point where she literally had a nervous breakdown in the middle of the ring, insisted on getting, literally didn't do anything about Vicky Guerrero, didn't even give her any stipulations, didn't even pull a Triple H, and just dealt with it. And I'm like, there's so many options that she can have being a GM. She can literally take out her frustrations on anybody, just like what Triple H would do if anybody would cross him. She could have like literally told, okay, Vicky, you're gonna slap every time you slap me. That's $250,000 or something extreme like that. And she could have been like, okay, every time you slap me, that's $1,000. Okay, you slap me twice, you owe me $2,000 or something like that. Maybe $250,000 or $10,000, whatever. She could have done something to show her power, to show that she is not weak. But lately, she has been taking a lot of hits, not only from Vicky Guerrero, but also from Booker T. Now, I'm going to go into Booker T in a little bit, but I'm saying that she's not really showing that she's GM at all. At first, it was all about getting back at Daniel Bryan. It was all about still the same focus around her exes. But now that CM Punk is doing his own thing, and Kane's doing his own thing, there was just Daniel Bryan. And now Daniel Bryan's whole anger management thing, but now the fact that that storyline is starting to break apart and that feud is dissipating, they're making her more and more and more irrelevant to where she's going to probably disappear into existence. And I think that's sad. There's a lot that they can actually do to her character. There's a lot of growth there. There's a lot of things they can do to make her not look as crazy and as bubbly and as a little bit insane and out of my mind. Like a 12-year-old child. There's so much that they can do with this character instead of completely neglecting her and making her into the crazy chick that she started off to be. There's so much they can do, but they decided not to do it. Now, moving on to Booker T. Booker T, he literally has a lot of good marks on him. The fact that this guy happens to be not only the ex-commentator, he's an ex-Hall of Famer, he's a five-time WCW champion. But either or, this guy really has a lot of great marks on him. But I have to say that when it comes to him being a GM, no. I don't like his storyline because they're making him look weak as well. Because the first time they chose Booker T to be a GM, he gave you the appearance to where he was going to be a strong GM. He gave you the appearance that he was going to not take any crap and not take it lying down, and he was going to literally stick by his word. But when it comes to Sheamus or anybody in the Breakfast Club, he cracks. Can we say the bro kick? The whole situation about the whole storyline behind the bro kick was typical. We've already seen these banned moves before. We saw it with Shawn Michaels. We saw it with The Undertaker. Now we're seeing it with Sheamus. And we thought that, okay, now that we have somebody that we love and respect and somebody that we can that can bring a lot of change to SmackDown and make SmackDown a little bit better. Unlike, I love Teddy Long, but let's face it, there's only so many Battle Royals I can stomach. But somebody that has a lot of innovative, creative ideas, that have actually been in the ring, that's actually had the experience, that can actually bring something to the table and can stick to their guns. I can't say that anymore about him. It just seems that when it comes to Sheamus or anybody else, possibly in the Breakfast Club or anybody else that can possibly make the WWE Universe dislike him, he's going to crack and change his mind. Now, after the whole bro kick thing, to where he literally had to go throughout a mediocre investigation, staring at an X-ray, and then looking at all this footage, and then just changing his mind at the end. I am not by any means blaming either AJ Lee or Booker T. I'm just talking about the storyline itself is making him look weak. And I don't like it at all. Booker T has a very strong character. He has a very strong demeanor. That is what his character as a wrestler was built on. And I didn't like the fact that they had to make him renege on the deal of the bro kick because it's making him look weaker as a GM. I don't know what they're going to have in store. They're probably going to get rid of him too, like they're going to have like they're going to do with AJ Lee. I don't really agree with the way that they're actually portraying their characters and the way they're making their characters go. I don't like it. I don't think I ever will. But I am curious to hear what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about the way the storyline is making both AJ and Booker T look? Do you think it's actually fine the way it is, or do you think it's actually making their characters look weak and that there's actually some space of growth in both of their characters? Leave your comments in the comment section below, or send me a video response. I am curious to hear what you guys have to say about this, because I am absolutely fed up with having these writers write all these storylines and leave no growth whatsoever with any of these characters. So leave me a comment in the comment section below, or send me a video response. I am all ears, and I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. See you later.